Hey, you want to see my vacation trip photos?
Yeah, why not?
So I went to Brazil, in the coin. It's hard to explain. Pretty bad hotel. Don't go there.
C'est chez Jazz?
No, that's Albert Bandura.
Albert Bandura came on the social psychology scene at a time when imitation was being overlooked in relationships. At that time, imitation was thought to be a simple repetition of what the person saw and was therefore of no interest. Moreover, it had rather negative connotation among the researchers. Gustave Le Bon, for example, said that imitation is often impulsive and irrational. Bandura took the opposite view and emphasized on the importance of imitation in relationships in the 1960s. He developed what is known as the social learning theory, which is largely based on the vicarious learning. It also deals with symbolic processes as well as self-regulation. However, he did not believe that imitation and learning through imitation appeared directly in babies. He instead imagined that this ability came after several years of life, when cognitive abilities were more developed. But in fact, we know that this ability is present in individuals from birth, since infants just a few hours old can also show complex facial imitations, and babies can show complex imitation. So this is therefore a criticism that can be leveled at his theory.
As my friend said earlier, Albert Bandura introduces the concept of vicarious learning, which is a major pillar in the social learning theory. It states that someone, the subject, can learn by imitating someone else, which we are going to call the model. Imitation is defined by a similarity between the behavior of the model that precedes the behavior of the subject. The model must have an influence on the subject, otherwise that similarity can be explained by something else. The learning phase will occur more easily if the subject identifies with the model. The most imitated models are the models that we like because of the emotional aspect and the fact that it's often someone we know. The prestigious model, which is someone that inspires us. The reliable model, which is someone that is consistent and logical in their behavior. And finally, the most imitated models are the model that look like us, which is what advertisement plays on, for example. I need to be slightly more precise on how imitation works. Imitation consists of two stages. Acquisition, it's where the subject learns by observing a model's behavior, and performance, it's where the subject reproduces the model's behavior. It is, therefore, in the second stage, performance, that we can judge the validity of an imitation. Bandura states that it is more likely to reproduce a behavior if it's reinforced positively than negatively. For example, if I see my big brother do his homework and be rewarded for it, it will be more likely to me to want to do my homework. In the contrary, if I see my big brother pick a candy out of a jar and be punished, I won't take the candy.
So, thank you, Wendell, for all the theory parts. But how about why does this work? How can we say that this applies, the theory of Bandura applies to anything? What about experiments? We are going to see an experiment that was shamefully spoiled right there in the title, the Bubble Dolls experiments, led by Bandura in 1969. So, Bandura experimented on children aged 3 to 6 about imitation, like I just said, and the experiment was about showing kids a video of an adult in a room filled with toys and a clown doll. And in this video, the adults, after playing with toys, would hit the clown doll violently with a hammer. And this video would be shown to different groups of children. There would be 3 different conditions, and I wasn't totally honest, it wasn't just one video, it was 3 different videos with different actions after the eating the doll part. So in the first condition, after hitting the doll, the adults would be rewarded. In the second one, the action would be ignored. And in the third one, the adult would be punished. You could see how we get there. But yeah, to make sure that it wasn't about if rewarding or punishments can anchor things in your memory more, Bandura made a second measurement that wasn't about imitation, but about if children would remember the same what happened. So he showed and he said and he tested, and every children would remember in every group. There was no big difference. Every children will remember and could say with details how the video happened. So there wasn't anything about memory that could get in the way of showing what we wanted to say. But when it comes to imitation part, Bandura will make the children go in the same room, and we could see in the 3 different behavior that in the first and second groups, that I would name A and B, but it was the punished and ignored group, those children will be way less likely to reenact the violence than the children in the group C, the groups about being rewarded for the act. So we can see that when seeing the adults being rewarded for an action, children could learn the behavior of doing the same thing.
There are some limits to this story. It should be noted that the children are not placed in their normal environment and that their actions are not similar to those they would normally have. Furthermore, this theory includes demonstrating violence, which has already negative connotations for children who are in experimental situations that they are not used to being.
The reactions are therefore different from those that will exist in the children's normal environment under normal conditions. Thus, we can conclude that this theory and experiment is really interesting and has bring new knowledge to society psychology, but like every theory, it got its limitation. So yeah, that's not my dad, that's Bandura.